The first batch of 3 MH60R multi-role helicopters contracted by the Navy from the United States are scheduled to arrive in India by mid-July, according to defense officials. The 3 helicopters were handed over to the Indian Navy last July in the US and are being used for training Indian pilots at Florida, San Diego. This was the first major induction of helicopters by the Navy after decades. India had signed a $2.2 billion deal for MH60R helicopters built by Lockheed Martin during the visit of then US President Donald Trump in February 2020. Deliveries are expected to be completed by 2025. The helicopters would also be modified with several India unique equipment and weapons. The MH60R are a replacement of the Sea King 42A helicopters already decommissioned in the 1990s. The MH60R multi-role helicopters are envisaged to operate from frontline ships and aircraft carriers, providing them the critical attributes of flexibility of operation, enhanced surveillance and attacking capability. Indian Air Force and Oman's Royal Air Force are conducting a joint exercise near the western border area from 19th to the 25th of February 2022. The delegation from Oman Air Force had reached Jodhpur Air Force Airport on Saturday. Air Force sources said the exercise will take place in the air-sky limits of Jodhpur, Barmer, Jaisalmer near the western border area. On the first day of the exercise, both air forces will be given the scheduled briefing. The objective of this exercise is to promote closeness between air forces of India and Oman and exchange their best practices. In this exercise, IAF's Sukhoi 30, Rafale, MiG-29 jets and transporter plane are participating along with F-16 Eurofighter Typhoon jets of the Oman Air Force. The joint exercise is organized between these two countries once in 3 years and this is the 6th edition. Oman-India defense cooperation has emerged as a key pillar of the strategic partnership between the two countries. Oman is India's closest defense partner in the Gulf region and an important anchor for India's defense and strategic interests. The Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement was signed between India and the United Arab Emirates on Friday. In a conversation with Zee Business, Union Minister of Commerce Piyush Goyal spoke about the benefits of the trade deal between India and UAE. Saurabh Kumar Pandey, the Union Minister, said that the agreement will help the MSME sector in the country. The Union Minister also highlighted on the fact that apart from creating employment opportunities for the youth, the trade agreement between India and UAE will also provide a boost for the startups. Also, it will boost the exports of the country. Goyal further added that the country is becoming self-reliant and has increased confidence in the exporters. The India and UAE Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement set a target to boost merchandise trade between the two countries to $100 billion over the next 5 years. The deal was signed during the virtual summit meeting between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi. FICCI applaud the leadership of our two countries in making SAPAR a reality in record time, even in a pandemic. Ukraine has received a plane load of machine guns, surveillance gear and rifles as part of a Canadian military assistance package, Ukrainian Defense Minister Oleksiy Reznikov said on Saturday. Ukraine has received plane loads of arms and military gear from NATO allies as the country braces for a possible military attack by Russia. We received military aid in the form of rifles, machine guns with optical sights, night vision and surveillance devices and military equipment. Thank you for this important and timely decision, Reznikov wrote in a tweet. On the eve of an anticipated Russian invasion of Ukraine, Canada's Liberal government had decided to ship the embattled Eastern European country a handful of lethal weapons. In light of the seriousness of the situation, and following conversations with our Ukrainian partners, I've approved the provision of $7.8 million worth of lethal equipment and ammunition, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau told a Monday news conference. The intent of this support from Canada and other partners is to deter further Russian aggression. In a startling revelation, a senior army officer, in charge of a formation along the line of control, LOC, has said in an interview that high-tech weapons and night vision gadgets left behind by the US troops in Afghanistan have made their way into the hands of terrorists in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, who are trying to infiltrate into India. Additionally, several Afghan-speaking men are reported to have reached POK and hundreds of Afghan SIM cards are active in areas close to the LOC, GOC 19 Infantry Division, Major General Ajay Chandpuria said. According to Chandpuria, it is also suspected that the coming summer could see attempts by terrorists who have fought in Afghanistan to infiltrate into Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistani terrorists using American equipment left behind by the American troops were discovered over the past few months following encounters at the LOC, which led to the killing of the infiltrators armed with these weapons and night vision gadgets. Chandpuria said the army has intelligence inputs that there are 100 to 130 terrorists present in launch pads opposite the area of his responsibility.